With those larger ones that you were talking about there, the control freak in me really wants to know, how much warning would we get if one of those larger ones was heading there? I mean, is that something we'd know about years or months or days in advance?
In some cases, we can know 100 years in advance with some of these larger ones. So that's the good thing, is the larger ones we know are pretty complete. We know most of them, where they are. The only one that may come close being within 20 million kilometers, wouldn't be till the end. I think it's about 2090, maybe 2100. That's the only one we'd ever look at. But again, we still think it will sail not even close to the Earth. But those smaller to medium ones, those 50 to 100 meter ones, we know only a few of. We know we're incomplete. In fact, this whole DART mission is part of a suite of projects to better prepare for this threat. So not just can we defend against it, but can we find them? Can we catalog them? Can we track them so we know where they are? Because these medium-sized ones do in this specific what we call Earth-crossing orbit. So they quite literally cross the path of Earth regularly. Now, we're very unlikely to always be at the same point, but at one point we may be at the same point intersecting, and that's what we worry about here. And that's exactly the asteroid that's being tested from this category of asteroids that regularly cross the path of Earth.
So, Brad, with this current mission, I mean, is there any chance here that we could actually be playing with fire by trying to intentionally crash a spacecraft into an asteroid? I mean, we are changing the natural progression of things.
So this is a good point. And actually, this is one of the reasons why this asteroid was chosen. So there's two asteroids, actually. There's a bigger one and a smaller one. The smaller one almost acts like a moon. Well, we will crash into the smaller one, and the bigger one, through its gravity, will keep the smaller one in check. So we can actually measure how much of a shift we do to the bigger one, but also the bigger one won't let the smaller one escape. There's nowhere near enough force to be able to kick it out of its system, which means we're not going to accidentally fling it to the Earth. And that's actually why this system was chosen in particular, because there's that bigger one to help aid us in the measurements and keeping the system stable.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. This mission is being run by NASA. Are the Chinese and Russian space agencies, are they doing similar programs? I mean, we all have a pretty common goal on this front.
This is actually something quite unique, where the US rather, is only really the ones looking at planetary defense. They have a whole planetary defense office that coordinates these things and the searching. A lot of the other countries don't do a lot of this, and this includes Australia. It's kind of just viewed as this other thing, and it's always been reliant on NASA to do, but there's been a lot of work. And in fact, this whole project comes back from the Obama White House that commissioned a report that says, what do we need to do to better prepare for asteroids? Searching, finding, cataloging, preparing for a defense like with DART. And a lot of other countries haven't caught up. They haven't actually been participated. In Australia, this is kind of a problem. We do a lot of the searching in the northern hemisphere. We don't search as much in the southern hemisphere, which means there is a bit of a blind spot in the southern hemisphere for finding these things. Now, eventually we would see it, but that's the issue, is we want to find it early enough so we can prepare defenses like this. And this is something NASA's been really trying to get other governments involved with, to say, look, this isn't just a US thing. This isn't just a NASA thing. This does need to be treated as something that you have to think about, prepare. I think as COVID showed, these events that are every 1 or 100 or 200 years happen every 100 or 200 years, and you do want to be prepared for them.
Brad Tucker, the space nerd in me, loves talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate your insights and taking us through all of that.
Take care.